Mame fa na se ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
Memo bi biara kwa aba eba PENDREAM TV. So we are new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, bell notification no. Na share ma afoforo ensa enkabi. Comment section ho na wode wadrentre aba. Na constitutional review report ya ebeto dwai. This NPP lawyer atro massive support to the reporter ebetodra and afin so the President John Dramani Mahama for Jumadia committee no abo. Na lawyer ben and American and once lawyer MP for Manchia South ya NPP MP. Now what I say in the constitutional review committee no what constitutive committee no, they are brilliant people, they are learned omonim emra name. The committee lacks a constitutional lawyer. Then sema or they tuja no. Now auto then semson or reacted to a reporter a committee no e aba tuja efa a hermaphrodite say obi wo akwala and say Ghana ni bi wo akwala na say oye oba esan wo e bema reporter say wontimi ensesa akwala ne gender unless a critical condition be akwala ne ejina owu ne enkwanta na osan kasafa the changes committee no e dey abeto dwa say the changes from a 4-year term of a president to the 5 years term for a president and also just to say man focus on only obia obeba bedi Ghana enim as the president. We should also focus on the civilians yen Ghana for say man pani bi ebedi akonwa so na say ombo number or mess up the country or enema contrary to what the constitution says. Ghana for ebenya abotre atwen this 5 years term committee no HSA yansesa no emfanko 5 years term no ana anyasa going forward no it will become a security threat to the state. Now osan kasafa age dropper report no edebetodwa and as a committee no edebetodwa ya wo mo chese the age wise for Obi to become the president of Ghana no yente from 40 years to 30 years. Now osan kasafa article 71 holders me pese me kasa ebewa no me pese obekame ho na yakotie ensem no enchiremu from this NPP MP ya your friend lawyer Ajayba for awua ya MP for Manchia South
eka ya me senka o my penny ebo modern nanka ote committee no ewo mu se nipa na dasni nyina ya kukudam nanso mi hu se efa no constitutional law ana nipa in constitutional law pa no motiasia say committee no na etosin wo kakra na ho no na ho den e wo form kakra so we share it to say communication experts also Professor Kwame Kakari o fama me Charlotte say ya ono no oye lawyer ni nanso oye more of corporate lawyer so actually and okoye civic education kakra but no man nye ubia oye constitutional lawyer you be a sabi constitution no or the idea agoro the atweman so wo court them into sabi onim baby a na ho den wo no nim baby ani sinto so ye den ewo so inti say ye nya bisa ewo committee no so hwe papa is kwesi prempa ono ye chiri mi so
anti committee no ye nya obi oye bia constitutional expert me kai ayi ye professor bi ye me ye fi
Professor Fiajo say committee
yes
na Fiajo ewo sa caliber no so what you say
and Professor EVO Dankwa
sabi uhwe bikura former attorney general ni bikura no me ade constitutional law human so was watching tiase senior sabi assembly judges ni si dwen ho fa e fa yen constitution no ho ene baby asin to wo no me ade senka yinya bisa nanka eno ebebua uhwe obi say isiansa Dr. Isiansa o ka committee no ho ono nso na sebe oye HR no ni sociology woman ni so ohwe secretary to the committee ono ye more of energy related so eti na we here obi a or the constitution not say be watching who man so on at would take near be say for constitution inti one me hu ne se committee no na eye kuku dampa na emum no e fa constitution na ho so no na emse na ho den wo form kakra e ho ne ade ba ko ameka
of what effect and as obi enye constitutional lawyer na oni saa de no e betimi affect the outcomes of niema wo mko dwene ho ni recommendations a wo mu me.
Some say we constitution you know, and your constitution for fraud. A ye data no, and ye say ye perceive as a son ye may be womb. Now, sir, over to me as a son, dear, I was so what take problem or what I say. Why it is a doctor ni doctor sabi open say was I Arabia, I was who yare crow. No who send me a Irene city, now what natural and who drew. Na one tia siesa obi hu no obetumi akoka otu yare no kra na anu aduro no kra no bi kra wonya den unhu na wo de ama no so atia se enti ehona ebetumi ama aha adwen kakra atia se for instance wo hwe proposal a omode ba yi a ba ko ne se omo hwe se fair trial say the asem to so a ubinya sebi asini no ubinya asini ubidu asema bra sebi ubinya asini pa fetra na adia ba ko maka wo mu ne se yenhwe se ye investigations a ye the timelines ebeto ho
na ba we go de senka we no ebi anka legal instrument bi na be kio sa niema we
so wa kra wonya lawyer ni no waken so wonya lawyer ni
ye hia mra but ye hia ebi a wo betimi afa te se mumu die kwa wo be fa se bi a high court civil procedure
the point is even this to mean for timelines and to investigations on that investigations and your commission of inquiry to mean for timelines
about me at the 10 years the affair na certain disclosures biaba
answer na certain disclosures biaba enti the lawyer for you say on say investigations in so ba ko tuminya and say ebia na nipa kro no yenye investigation yi enti na odem e wo court e odem pre-sign police custody enti se ba sa with the application court for bail na court no emra amano to me say on exercising the discretion on granting bail bra ese ana bra efata so what I say enti we no de enya de kura with the constitution so what I say enti na make say senka omuwo nipa omahoden wo soro pa fa constitution mu a ebi aniema ni bi okokra nke enko constitution ni mu ba kwa omode akohye mu ene se uwo ba na se oyo be masa yo ba se bi otue dia se tia se bi ema
na je oye hermaphrodite friend saying jise akwala no ugina uwu ne nkwanta eni kwan se ye ne surgery eyi ba akufri ho ese constitution ni mu na se wuyi ni se ya na die broni friend transgender no na nye na hase no no wodi bibi sa akwose constitution ni mu a na LGBTQ transgender no na hase no no so atake na hase no so atake etosuminu the senior woka say anyone bibiri wo mu a say you rap ba sadie we a transgender near year hermaphrodite here working until when and lie within the ambit of the Constitution and Legal Committee of Parliament
se bia ye betumi asisu gina ye se ni aye na
ebi kura Children's Act no nanka akom but enye constitution mu na ade we kura kwa akohyemu se mpo senke papa me kura me de madwen me se bi me ma wo me ba na se me hu akwala no baaye no otuma kuma bo ade ye wo akwala bia na oye bema ana so yo ba nanso we de waba oba ana bema so atase waba oba ne bema abu me maame me am yo wofo no sebi me mpese egu me hu fi me mpese obi akora bi hu o si me ni hu kwan se me ma yesesa no ji se akwala di gina owu ne nkwankwanta sebi owofo ben na o kasa ase mu ikire na ono obe ya agen o de me ka atma se
me ti opa
owofo ben kwame sebi sa di wi wo onu ni obi be ya agen si awo bada ho nye yenkohwa akwala na otua be ma se atua oba na wo si se nya bia ama akwala na ko gina owu ne nkwankwanta mi enye surgery incorrect no na ye normal ame enka be wo de enka normal it wono e wo se bi ye bi but enya bia wo se ekọ constitution ni mu so tira make say senkomunya obi a na hoden wo soro e wo constitutional law
ka we kra no should be captured in the Children's Act by way of amendment and I repeal sessions
inti to be honest with you eniema ni bi no na emze se ne eniema ni si do so no obi a obehyehyɛ nanka yɛkɔ yanim no emse de bia ya fa bia be 20-30 minutes ni afa part of it ni edi hu nkomo so atiase na watiefo nso ehu beebie omode baaye ene beebia enye anade eye ibi wo hɔ a yɛbɛbɔ maba so but nya enye ni nyina ne no mo be ya adwen
cancel
Ghana for betiase
cancel
say yes sir
ansa na bia me de another one beba no ba ko me bisa ne se weinum no a eye no your constitution ye will be what entrenched provisions or tell you shall now say enu no agoba se o mo dia ye be in referendum ana ye be ye ne dia be
wadama enye entrenched provision see the fact you use shall no na ma no nye entrenched provision entrenched provision is a kwan ye fa so ya be sesa no te se de ye wo kan ye no entrenched provision no be di kan e de akọ parliament na parliament di pum science sana afi wo de akọ for referendum so na entrenched provision e de untumi nsesa no di se akọ parliament na afi akọ for referendum so inti eno de esa na be ye no enu nti na ma adesua ne nkyerɛkyerɛ ho akɔhia no so se na be ya Ghana for ekoto abana se eba se o my panyin issue white paper no a edikan obe Ghana for betumi aka se we de o my panyin ye no nya adwen to white paper no twentwen so we ye no ya adwen issue ho white paper no ye mfa nko ye referendum no so no na ye ka ho ase bibi to say sa 5-year term ya omoken kwame e was so hwe ye free bibi balancing act boni se e was so ye balancing act dintini ye kan balancing act balancing act ne say enhye no amanyofo nko afa hye ne temamufo no nso temamufo no ebi wo ho a amamuo no se tramfie 9 pa na kwame amamuo no fo no mo ba so atiase enti de ma sabi ye kuro no sabi basabasa yo entumi nsi mu bia ebi ne se obi anim se atere amfie 9 ebere beso so aban no betu no enti se ne bua fukura na no aka na bufu ayeden ahye ne yam but se konfie numu abisa won se nipa no betumi atwen amamfie nim na so abra omubu mfu nye basabasa so atiase wo sha fano Yura President Mahama first term dum so ba so pa se okaya mfie ba miensa na yedum so nanso Ghana fo nya abotre sa because no nim se mfie 9 no so a obetumi ayi na firi ho ebia nke ko mfie numu a ofo se bia Ghana fo benya abotre atwe mfie num a question is here if we say French speaking countries atwa ye ho nyina ahia abrebia no yetu aban gu democracy no enyina ya na aban ne term 5 years so atiase enti e wo se ye bisa ye ho se sa 5-year term no ya dia Ghana fo bi nya abotre atwen so Ghana fo nya abotre ntwen dia then the extension of the presidential term from 4 years to 5 years may in and of itself become a threat to national security. Internet no ye kwasesa na ye nyini hu yie. So what I say kwame ene ye bro nya bre. Kakrai ni be pinsim wo de mesrew wadaroma yempe bre ni enye bre na ade no yento ye bo na yenchichirem na Ghana fo nyina hunu. This is will be before be a
the master will be a more age and qualification for a candidate. Obetimi a Guinness Mampany. One more proposes a young team 340 the infamra 30.
I was here beside I say a decline, DNT and a constitutional never honor, not a year 40. Na a need be ben assassin here at the 30. Sabi ofa ne Ghana ha abrantie beko school bewie benya adwuma no na tete no kwame oniye ana obi o betumi awie school no otifia nsakra na hodi 30 entu bisa ho se 30 no sabi nipa dodo sen ne betumi absiesi ho akope president ni biadie so ati ase e wosi ehwe ni nyinara na yede adwuma but eno kra de kwa metode bi kra nsehwe so bi gina no wadi 30 Ghana for per am yeto ama ana ameboa enti u age no kra no Ghana for betumi aka se u age no kra ntu sa ye nto aba no nyeden
ema
so
na kwala 30 years de Ghana ni obu akọ da so tene ma me nchen o
sa pepepe eno na make no so
na pape mama hwa de we me kai se prosa mails mo penso ye bi sa one of the media coordinators na me ka ho me kai se me ankaza me wofa professor Dumo na wono so di mu ntintimai pa me nana apia kantaminka na wono so di mu ntintimai pa ye ma wo man ne boka close to $30 million eno no eye den ye ntimi anfa nya adwuma me take class there was a white paper on it issued on it ni nyina anya adwuma eno eye den
kwame say aban free power no aban na ntumi implement o free power no na aban so buy and so amfa anya adwuma na o hwe white paper no kra no mo introduce ye na ebi o ho kra no a ensem bi o mo beka ye no na ye ensem bi a white paper no mo digital mu no na ye ensem bi a kwame na eni the recommendations of the Constitutional Review Committee. Bakuye kwanya ebefa so a yebeyi the district chief executive for. So and say na kwame enim na aban no kofa bi before by. Intine obi ebisa ne say aban ebe issue white paper agye the Constitutional Review Commission e bi abatum anase ebe reject anase okofa bi before about bi simu ana. No ya dia ye nyina be me ye die ni ahwe dia aban de beba kwame show fan bibi to say the appointment of our judges kwame ya dia ba ko a ehia pa fi say eno ne ade ba ko a ama ye democracy na hoden e kofom so na say eno say ye behia mrepa na ya chirichiri mu amemfem free ha nipa ni bi ekire se esan se executive no na ya na appointing judges superior court judges ninti ya na omu influence judges no enti yempe kwa bi a yebefa so a yebema appointment no aye independent se na be executive no entumi influence judges no enti na anu ada ye koto abai obeka ya NDC for na Supreme Court koma to omudi unanimous FC no mo se court no hye aban ni botom wohwɛ recommendation a committee no enso ede aba committee no epese omohwɛ kwan ombefa so a judges no appointment be independent inti akura omopese edi appointment no mutintimman pa ene the judicial council kwame judicial council no wohwɛ professor Fiajo report no a na omunso kwan befa so be judicial council na yem fairly independent into omu proposal say yem fa nipa bi embra meshi judicial council ni mu te say asofo ani imam no abai no white papers abere no issue yen or reject our recommendation no into ne usha this proposal omu dia ba say yem judicial council in in the appointment of judges no. That proposal no ubisa ho say judicial council dada na ewo ho no na ebe decide adwuma na say ebe judicial council foforo because we judicial council na ewo ho no a judges eni nipa aban appoint wo mokoso eni dimu tintimman enti are you not handing over the appointment of our judges back to the executive and the judiciary so as here enti was ehwehwe enema omudi aba no kwame ehia sabi mpinsim sabi enya de a solve problem bibiri sa en solve problem bibiri sa wa hwe ya na opinsim mu a na beye wo se emu fakese no ano en solve problems a you face but yen to yebo ni enhwehwem ni ni sa nkomo no
the issue of Article 71 holders. Nitichu say immunity of the president upon the Juma. And no, or can one some saying?
And no, or can say it was still a PBB kakra at the Mawomo. And no, hodo kakra.
But said me, Mampaniasan will be president, yet is also a bar as Gracia will be trim.
And to know any as Gracia. But they are talking about superannuation. They said the university a teacher for or mukwa from a year ye PBB kakra edema wo mono. Enti omo friend as gracia, but omo friend superannuation. Which no na ya na we are the cheme kakra. We are the
cheme. Akwankwa Jessica.
Akwankwa Jessica.
I see. Now, Papa Mama, idea we see. Na wo mo ka se president ni ho a vice president wo ebe hwe akiri ono nso ni wo a na ye de aba speaker of parliament ono nso ni wo na chief justice de aba na there have been argument bi ye constitution wo yi nya me mfa sa ma se vice president ni wo a there is a certain lacuna mimi hu se ewo ho se ye be ye ne day ana se by convention no abepe obi no de ahye ewo no wo mu proposal no ebe kio sa ne ma ye hihye yi
eno de ebe kio
wo mu kan say
so vice president ni ho a omu hwe se cabinet obi be free cabinet ye be ni pa ba ko from cabinet obiwa be si president anem
Okay. Now, ba kuma ya na se president tu kwan ana ne vice tu kwan a. Mo de na. Na na je ba fo wu na ye ne mfa nkomo no ento aso. Mira, me sam akwa ba bia ba ma ne te koi.
Na kwa me ju so ebru.
Na de na bi.
Se na ye di omo proposal for judiciary no. And na make us so once you start the composition of the judicial council, na umana yesenia etienwa, not just say appointment of our judges no, washa Daniel says tis no any judiciary na DISASSOCIATES, which is also very dangerous. In fact, it's more dangerous than it used to be because also the current composition one representative of the Supreme Court one representative of the Supreme Court, one representative of the Court of Appeal, one representative of the High Court. Afi ubinya direct appointment and indirect appointment by the president so ewo. Nti enu nkonkosi no ubehu se omuna ebedi mutinti mind ya na chese executive ni judiciary no, but the threat or the compromises to the independence of the judiciary yenyina no nipa ne bibira ka ho asem no is either by the executive or the judiciary itself. Say be a judge be o Supreme Court now we influence you be o High Court, and as a judge be o Supreme Court we influence you be o Court of Appeal, and as a judge be o Court of Appeal we influence you be o High Court. So it is all the say 2 minutes are come on na say unim say be upe promotion upe appointment
na bajo chemu maye per the proposal no wo mo so wo di 2 minutes come fan say wo mo fanya den
ye dey appointed judges no ekuya omo bedi mutintim my pass say eye judicial council na judicial council no say ya ana make say ya answer the current composition of the judicial council in the constitution, the 1992 constitution, solve problem biya. So what I say, solve problem biya because the current composition no, a judiciary no, any executive no, any a dominity, omuna a dorso ewo. Na executive aye kano. A nipa sabi president appoint womo, and as a nipa be a president appoint womo kotu nyumekuyo biano, ena ebe appoint nipa bi. Fan bibi to say the Advocate General of the Ghana Armed Forces. So nase sabi oche council iswa. Sa Advocate General of the Ghana Armed Forces no, it be a Chief of Defense Staff a president na appoint no, and ebe appoint no. And I say the minister for defense grab it near so influence. So in T say omuku one of Nasi Eka Semnoa. Ibia omubit me ye am a president when way still. Father to say the editor in chief of the Ghana Law Report. And also sabi a Yukubia Council for Law Reporting. I say Attorney General I say. Indirectly, no, it will be the Attorney General's appointment. So, in Tiberi actually, no, na sabi ujani wu, nenso wakutu wu. So, in the current composition, no, say yansi sanwa, emfa fahudi yepe ediama yin judiciary, na mo mujumedi asesano, emfa emma. So, na ushe Professor Fiajo Commission report na omode koye na kaneno yira Professor Mills time 2012 no Professor Fiajo Commission report no e can say sa Judicial Council no yemfa representatives of prison council ene asofo no imam fo bi enko ka ho. Professor Mills issued a white paper no or rejected it. Inti ekamia yese wan hia so revise the composition of the Judicial Council ne sese ya ebia na aban ankoje antum. Inti se aban ankoje antum a na say the current composition ne be wo ho. Current composition no so wo ho a sebe e ade no ne yebesese ne din keke na emum se ne aban si pe no saa no obeye no ensesa hwe. So atiase we share the emerging trends with the common law countries, Ufano, Australia, Ufano, Canada, Ufano, Britain. Omunina asesa kwanya ye faso judges in Supreme Court. Abain sa enim to se kaneno. Ufa baby to se Canada, you said that is search committee. Canada nominate Britain, you know, it's search committee. Now search committee, no. Akoshishe nipa yedombe Supreme Court. Ufa Kenya kura no asisi saa netie. Kenya so was search committee omo committee a yi nipa ye do omo ko Supreme Court. In fact, ufa Australia num kra sa no mu nyina kra so etie. So enti ema aban sa ewo mu no eba form. Ekoba ne sa na nipa no de ne kotena Supreme Court wo se jaja. No wanya akukuduro ehu bia anyeden enini mu. So ho ene sebe entisa enti bo se aban de obi akona nipa bi nyinyi se asomasi ana obenten ose ana ofata ana oye party kru bi mu nipa ana owo kumama sa party kru ntini yede na kwa na so eba ne sha ye mmara no adwuma ne ya na eya tosin enti ehwo no mefo se committee no ehwo no nso ehwo no ewasi ehu se se current composition no of the Judicial Council no ne yede be ye adwuma dia na sebe nkade tie no kiema ne tena nkeye eye preko so etosu mienu eye qualifications for the appointment of judges eno omusi baako criteria baako ne say the person must be either a practicing lawyer ufana high court he must be either a practicing lawyer or a judge of the circuit court sabe the always is here anyway emfa ensunsuye bi ani ye kurom ha sei entese baby to say Britain no ma ye wo ensunsuye that the practicing and non-practicing lawyers in them uko baby to say Britain ye wo non-practicing barristers ye barristers are obu school training na e wo so omo ye ansa na ya be from barristers na sa training no ansa na wo matumi akokọ to them akoye adwuma no aye broni free pupillage no Britain uye na bosomi uye na se wi a ansa na ya mausa akwanya no se unya nye ya from non-practicing barrister enti uko Britain ensonsuye them between practicing barristers and non-practicing barristers Yekuruma Sansonsuye eni ho ensonsuye wumu ane se January ayebe remu ube renew o practicing certificate ube tua ho sika niama o practice Ghana General Legal Council through the Ghana Bar Association ebema practicing certificate omoma practicing certificate ni we say pa so practice we a practicing lawyer so what I say it is all the question constitution mu say nipa ye betumi afre no the supreme so may a judge you be a practicing lawyer na sebi unka bibia sebi a dance so etosu mienu se omanpanyin ya akwanya so be appoint to be say judge high court of appeal and Supreme Court or who kwan say oyi free circuit court high court any court of appeal na odomoko court kra ehia no enti shi sini kwan it's all the question say was sini pano ye practicing lawyer and as a justice of the circuit court in the case of the high court and as a justice of the high court in the case of the court of appeal and as a justice of the Supreme Court in the case of justice of the court of appeal in the case of the Supreme Court na unye bi one way bi so enti you be say won say problem ben na wo pesa wo solve na we proposal we no dey na man to me solve sa problem we proposal no sebe and solve problem ya and also me madwen kire wo ho no
okay Council, what you yamfanya fe na aba minim se beto ye bo asene serialize no na ye di ho komo pa ma omanfo so atie ni wo mu na adwenche bi obi ade beba na wade aba
wadaroma me patrol anytime you be here me be able
me so me da se pa afin kometu bye bye lawyer Nana Ejei Bafo Awua wono eye emranim ni MP for Manchia South
somewhere 7 years ago and or 6 years ago, 7 years ago now.
7 years ago, that's 2018.
2018. No, it's 2017, so it's 9 years. Huh? Yes.
2017.
2017, yes.
No, that's 8 years ago.
That's 8 years.
Yes.
And NPP at time.
Mhm.
Omo be sizi me ka bi me fie.
So why then?
Car number GW 184117.
I
buy there Toyota Corolla.
Okay. And I buy with Toyota Corolla.
Bisami bio bra.
Anyway, me bisaki.
And I made I buy a court.
Okay.
We are still in court now. I buy society. Yes, I'm telling you.
Since 2017.
I'm telling you. And I buy society na Ayeni.
Dominic
Ayeni.
Attorney General.
Eka say I come into me kojina court.
Not your lawyer.
And I sued the government almost about 1 million to provide a new car compensation and all those things. And also me redraw my stance na the na yenka wofie ni enhwese na ye besi afa handle say because na do abai ni ho nti say obi betua bibia na say ye na ye betua. So to avoid that, you know, ensure the state of the car, if it is in good condition, na yemfama na ensure how to give you a small compensation to work on it and then get it back. Yeah, kwako inspect car na. They say one Eugene Kumi Dako. Mimi nimuno oye juma wo Flagstaff House under Nana Dankweku.
You mean Jubilee House?
Jubilee House. We to car no. At the court.
Eugene Wayne?
Eugene Kumi Dako. I know ye juma Flagstaff House.
Jubilee House.
Yes, Jubilee House.
Because Oma school. You be someone say, what is the name of the seat of government? Our church Flagstaff House Obeti. Anyway, serious business. Meet you.
So Omuto our Tesano police station at the call. So it has been there since. And no more place be or like told cars na no egu. So when we inquire, they say no na a tow car.
How are they going?
I don't know. So we quickly did a DVLA.
Okay.
Echo check the status of it and why not abai yako eso no ya trauma Logas omo search no ye nye change of ownership
Logas our chief executive
nature say exactly nature say wakoko party ewo baby. I don't want any embarrassment for him. One other person, Alexander AJ, purported to be an auctioneer. And the telephone number is 0244 591 924. Aye krata man say wa auction the amano.
How?
Which is criminal. Asema ewo court. Aye ndi nwie wo ye den edema obi. I don't want any embarrassment for them. I decided to publish this, but because of the Christmas festive first weekend, a friend is January, I will publish it. So penenim guasia e ono anasem. Attorney General's office afre Alexander AJ several times. He wouldn't pick his call.
Normal police continue.
Exactly. So that is where we have gotten now. Into for Eugene Kumida, I don't have his number and all that. Into your Nuankasa Nasema or Penenim Guasia, and this one nobody should come and say we are using politics or power against anybody. Into your Nuankasa Nasem and no. You see, your politics are here, it will be what by any power? Nature say we juma kra na yentua until say what by aba power. 2017 would mean say omo year ejuma proud to 2016 elections. Omo na yekwa kotua omo kawe. Nature say ene kokofu contract honorable kokofu contractor why no ebia 2020 a yentua aka 2023 aye ntua aka no da ben na onu ye betua no because we be ye tua ye start ye fi 2017 next year president Bessa so ama order another 2 billion ye mfentua 2019 2024 into by the time a year ba betua 2024 for no na contractor no we juma cry ye den egu so you can't even reinvest this money into productive use. Obia onoso ya supplier because contractor bia so when ya supplier bia ninsam odu obetumi amount of cement on credit, iron rods on credit and all those things it is better to go to a supplier than to go to the bank. The supplier would be a little lenient on you when it comes
Yes,
to
supplies.
Obeti niye maybe ase ena ade nti utua yetua car now so wakwa kotua ne car into obi a obo sa abosia no for 8 years. Any pakron send an ejuma etie. Who decides the kind of money nekran? How can that person even appreciate that money? Who could be say mua? Yanka say politics ya ena edisa enema we ever. So if you compare, you realize we are not able to have contractors over the years omoye big and strong. And then obibe imagine say government be na air support na they are banning free power pepe no edumane gu no asate eba form. How many construction companies can go outside Ghana and go and bid for a contract in other countries, just as the Chinese are coming here, Nigerians are coming here, and other people are coming here? That is why I was very happy. Mete say Zoom Lion was going, your friend said, outside Ghana to do Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Liberia, and all those things. Today, Ghana Commercial Bank, next year, is also going to step out of Ghana. These are some of the news in our industrial space, construction space, and business spaces. But not to your friend say bema encrophobi ide omusika kwakose bibi mu na later omo ebre. Yes, yabebo His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Abaso for this initiative. And in fact, the condition so NSA and also the emphasis NSA, it must be paid before Christmas. And I just said that 1 billion.
We are small contractors. Now big ones also there. Come here, I'm complaining about.
No, but the big ones, look at the contractor or your friend is saying offer call in Sawam road, The money that was given to him wasn't a small money. You understand? So we are doing both. But me podie say ye tuya in Ketwana. Yana eme depok saying akesiano. Let me explain to you. Sika ebia 1 billion. The number of contractors, the number of homes, you have no idea. But when one big contractor is paid, Yamano 70 billion, it is stacked somewhere. But say nipadudu na yetua 70 billion no mama, you can imagine the number
ripple
of
effect.
The ripple effect, thank you. Intino, yes, we must pay everybody as long as Obiaye Juma and then you're satisfied, say Juma you're correct and all those things. The money must go. But let's try to as much as possible say ma omusikano and chebebre senebeya they can pick other jobs. Say ene in Crawford way I'm 1 billion if their jobs have collapsed that. Abano OHS cannot add their money. Yes, a bit there, sika and all those things. But how many of them will reinvest it into construction? But se sikano eba wano. Now say emergency job will be eba. Now catch and say, oh Charlie, aha, ensure to a yin crofobia waha, here storm drain be ewaha. Ye niskaba go ahead. Ya what is our contract we am koko ye bechi oka because skaniba wano or ye liquid no. Enfan ho kra obekwa ye asolve situation and sana later abai ababetua no ene de ekeka but if onisika na onye liquida ejuma no ewo ho but wo award man no kra na onko site because the yaka gumu kra no emafia na mesan so akwakopre bi ababe county beda His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say honorable Agboja beda was na finance minister. You guys are doing great work nyankopon enshira mo na Ghana fo nyina enya ho emfa so
prof na kofa topic dey by into your pon let me say your point you know on one can
you see Chairman General.
Yes sir.
Now you so tie akua no can be say the politics of it. Now Sankomodie 2017 ye di sa nkomu ya fia ha ne ada places baby bebre a contractor for a omusika kem e bribia aban besesa
Sa asem nisi
the NTSC ni say amanyo ni amamuo na ye no continuum continuous, it doesn't end.
But Obia from 2017 they are no issue.
But does it?
Obia aban Intianica from 2017 they are no issue.
Some me kaba. We no and yes sir me who can carry ya or say outstanding.
Yes, Tebi.
That's it. Ebia the 8 years sir and but outstanding certificates are issue. It just say ye Tebi and a big one. Now indeed contract no cry the man be or cry 40% mobilization. I bet the country be prepare meaning. But the I am there and it's a president and can say yen kotia contractor no e ka wo adwuma wa ya ma me kwabna kokofu ana kwa mi sefa kan adwuma wa ya ma Ghana o mine. The project belongs to the people of Ghana.
Yeah.
Yeni ayadia efo unsuo no ane de no ane na de antini etuato de antini aye budget de antini na aye appropriation bill ni nyina binding say esese dwumadie bi a yakoso ama o man no saafo na esi etua wonka. It just happened say de ono ne de adwuma ma aye no no wa ba mu bio nanso wo ba ba mu na wo di ade a eka any Japade any na ayi traffic conform ekosisi a wo bon sa no motor kid beba paper ya do be ko legitim di traffic mo
seasons
enti wa ba ba mu no eniema ni bi o ho a e be favor any say bi o ho a the ahokyere no how beba, that is the assets and the liabilities. Enti momi enti ase say so long say eye oman adwuma ne ade ne eye no wo ba ba mu na esese yetua ka yetua de nka enye fe na nka emwa eni say presidency me de enyama aban na de contract no ma won timi ukoni de contract no ma na kwaji usika that would have been na no kra enye feasible na mo mojitum say yes me na medi aban ana me na Japade ni bibia o man sika de ama me as aban enunti se how be o hoka be o finance minister ye hwe ni anyfio but me challenge kakra. It says the president orders the finance minister. And is it the case says he can ho that on a finance minister and pursue between he has to take the president to give orders and actually my being kakra and now ya yen share not to hold that it could have been said president the finance minister so on na untwetu asa canon but the word order no me actually my being
there's a say in she ebi ni ho na finance minister na bi ho kra na finance minister na otwetwe na nursing ti on eti seriously you may not know unim kra bi a my attention sector ministers any agencies institutions bebre any finance minister ntini you bebre o fa telephone kra bi kra no mo cassette ya no because they think say sikane ta ho ana appropriation ye no for 2025 budget. The sinne omunya mu kwatampo no mu de ayo madwuma. It's not there. The year in 2026 you are trying for fair wa ha. Opa the next time e ba betena ha. June ye be review budget review. Na be send e spending. Enti enyamremremre sa in abemu. Say nyame cha de mo ayi mu ana mo we. Oni mu no asa. Oh yeah, sure.
Good. Oh 1 year. Ghana the man more 1 year. So me say me more abenchi. I go at some about it. Because me managem.
Next year never sounds.
But I just go sounds. So, or more critical, Ghanaians will start asking questions.
Exactly.
Ghanaians, you better ask your Prez near Koye. Near your susu se enkoye no, and also your behe. But to be another day, because I idea say CD dollar relationship.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. aban beto cedi no na 14 cedis. Aku.
Na 15.
Na 15 cedis. No.
As at 7th January, near 14 CDs.
Near 14
70
cedis.
something pesos.
It's on record. Yes. 14 cedis. Now, and CCA me no say cedi no say $2.
Is it 10?
It's okay. Let's all use bank rates. It's just about
11.
under 11. You can say 11.
11. Good. And aban idea 14 cedi no. Atinya about 11 cedi. But the question is at what cost? And fortunately, President, why magnanimous enough? Bank of Ghana are magnanimous enough to come and tell us, say, we must spend $10 billion
To stabilize the currency.
to stabilize the city. $10 billion to move the city from 14 to 11. That is the cost within a year and every year, because they started this program now. Intervene, I think March or so. During the space of about 7 to 8 months, mine was $10 billion. And I remember President Mahama, time I know your opposition. Also said, maybe 2 billion cedis. I mean, 5 year free SHS. Now he has $10 billion
To stabilize
the greenbacks, just to stabilize your currency.
Wonderful.
Serious issue. And now, and yet, yes, Sika debate your contractors car. Nurses, nurse teachers, Yadwonka. Serious infrastructure deficit. Oh, man. Well, serious infrastructure deficit. Oh, man. Enti papa yiti waya oye osofo Professor Safwadu. Sama General.
Yes,
Sir. Send in Saka $10 billion this year.
Hey.
Dear no, they be any proud here. There. And so as a nation, you're proud. Enti abang at $10 billion. Yenya Sika. What distribute says can. Enti make $10 billion. The effect no on me any day. A job I'm more than I'm a chrome cocoa ni or cocoa. No, ye cocoa juma. And your tongue cocoa the show mine. Your promising is 6,000 per bag. If you say I buy that down man 3,100, I buy that down 3 more thing. And it's your promising 6,000 per bag. Yeah, got 2 near the 120 account.
Because also we train 1 year so I could say.
I mean, Kasai. Wait, sir, Prof. and who naturally.
Bravo, yeah, the problem where move on us here.
You will become
Official pa.
You will become a commentary.
And Kwanya Hondini Nyamia. Amen. But if I me check it, Pacho city to dollar 11.48.
11.48.
11 cities 48 pesos.
I can't go for $10 billion. Me here just 11 million to build the first geriatric center for older persons in Ghana.
Okay.
$11 million.
$11 million.
And I buy for mommy. Then I'm here.
Oh, no fun 10 billion.
Never on your fa.
Oh, we only 11 billion.
11 million. Every 10 billion.
Still, I don't be brave.
Now, Bravo, when you're there, Miss Minyam,
Jamie.
May the back attack cathedral.
Fine. I don't think you're bad because Minister for Local Government. He's right. Because Minister of Local Government.
I better chance, sir.
He may be right because Minister for Local Government. Honorable.
Amen.
Uncle Pa. I say, Cathedral, you may see. I see a man will continue.
Say anything else about Kata.
And when you're 10 billion,
or Kata Swana also Kata Swana if you want spillers.
Now, come on, just a quick one to this.
Yeah.
Which is what Yeni Akokai and Kokopozo de Esiso. The change in government and the disruption of business. Oh, just say Abai Sesan. We disrupt so many things.
I said my person the twice on it. All classes are scanning to be you with interest and you
No, you won't.
No, you won't.
Interest.
Say raise
because of your raising the time value of money.
Exactly.
No.
I say
That's the sad aspect.
I say,
say even unfortunately, say dollar price. A tiba forma, not just a waboka.
So how does say dollar number form?
Yeah.
Into waboka.
Yes, dollar form. I mean, how do you even grow businesses? And the point he made is very important. How do you say if I say company A contractor A, able to me a strengthen and where to me ako Nigeria marketing, ako bid for a business. How do you make sure say your contractors are? I mean, say obi reshipi, obi try cut grass. Those are small. And me say the logic is say if you are paying 1 billion, it will go into various homes. But the ethics of it is that so will be any a contract of 70 billion. Now only a buy sign. Now it be a man mobilization now for 70, 80s in Triana. It is the same because that same person coming and also suffer workers.
Yeah.
And also is working with workers. And although the 1 billion, yes, I understand, can go into various homes, the one person which is, let's say, Kukufu, who has, let's say, about 30 billion, he also could have about 1,000 workers.
Yeah.
Who are also looking forward to say, Sikano, a bar.
Exactly.
Prof, why are there? It's $10 billion. It's $1 billion. Could have cleared all this a year. You can't watch it. To trust.
Prof, Yampon.
Let's say, honestly speaking, at any level, say, the change in government disrupt business.
In fact,
if governance is in continuum.
In fact, finance minister can't say they are very important. Prof, them patch up.
Yeah.
Or say Bank of Ghana board of directors in here. As I say, you allow you insulate you. I'm a baby as a son or a day.
Yeah, John, no more.
What can we have? It's a good time.
No, it's a very good point.
Yes,
it's a very good point because it's as if that Abai Sapa, everything comes to a standstill.
Yep.
Business I have built over the years, no need to say. Now, I have to make one danger, and they say, "Ebe say, ni baba akope na o say no," but the rippling effect, because one person no, in you more or one crofo, edgy market to free ho every month no, one person with about 4,000 workers. It is in a Jumano, baby kokanwa. You are starving 4,000 workers. Yes. It could be just one person. And I know I am a friend and say, oh, one person pay. It's about 4,000 workers who are being starved.
Dependent.
Exactly. And we have to find a way of insulating certain institutions. We are taking a decision. We are buying as they still be working. Like I say, we've lived in some countries. Our buying is so. Our buying is sound. Business goes on unhindered.
Yep.
And it's just such a beauty. Say, I want to say, hey, sir. But I come here. As I say, this is not very serious level.
Yeah.
I say, oh, sure, time I buy as the age, not just a 5 and 6 months. It 4 years, 4 years, about 3 and something years. But I am say Sikano into an year because I believe super.
When him their prof can ya be paying. When him some be a chum ya casa, I finish can be feedback where we you see a be read the budget. No man be there stands. It took or Safuma for ya the say under Kufuor's administration, before His Excellency administration. And he is fear.
You see a corridor budget.
You see a corridor budget.
No, I am sure.
They got told you. Also, Tom, I mean, yes, you
read budget.
I couldn't believe it.
Until next year going to say that my promise say Akui. Next year, you shall see a Cassani Dim Coma. You bet Ghana for what said the bit me solve our problem. The next new patriotic party government. You bet so. And yet the winner takes all syndrome. You two about NPP didn't kunimwa.
Yeah.
A warning that the any form name from any. Ye to aba na NDC. Ye to aba we na NDC di kum ni ho a. Han ni hwan from nyina omodia. No. Ye mfa ɔman ne ma a particular party bi sɛ ɔnyɛ adwuma nte kamfa. No. Enti me kai papa ye bon to last year. Now your flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He was harping on this kind of concept. Say continuity in government, and such a breaking in any way by a change of government. We not take so an idea.
Okay.
You have an antidote.
I've taken my time on. May I say?
Mamena PENDREAM TV. Now, so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.